there, friends. Rebecca here, the Dragon Librarian from Farmington Community Library. And Lala is here with me today because we are going to be talking about a graphic novel series that is one of my favorites ever. I love it so, so, so much. And it's just absolutely amazing for so many different reasons. And I think there is something for everyone to love with this series. So I think you'll probably be very unsurprised when you hear about what this series is, because it's called the Tea Dragon Society. Yes, what a surprise, right? The Dragon Librarian, one of her favorite graphic novel series, is this graphic novel series about dragons. Huh. But I promise it's way more than just that makes me love it. First of all, I just want you to get a really full glimpse of this art on the cover, because it's just so beautiful and soft and pretty, and this is what it's like throughout the whole thing. So one thing that you'll obviously notice right away is that this is a huge graphic novel, right? It's so big when you compare it to, you know, a regular size book or graphic novel. And I think that even though that's kind of like a pain to carry it around, if you're like me and you just carry books around with you all the time, it's a little bit cumbersome. But the other good thing about it, in terms of its size, is that the pictures are just so much bigger, and it feels like you're falling into them pretty much. So you'll see what I mean here. Just like, look at this artwork. It's just so beautiful. So this story may seem very simple, and it is. It's a simple story, but it's a beautiful one. And basically, this is a story about this little village and a girl in it named Greta, who's training to be a blacksmith. And she stumbles across these two people who own this tea parlor, and she discovers the ancient art of tea dragons, which basically are these little cute, adorable dragons. And you can, through friendship with them, you can actually cultivate the leaves from them to make tea. And it's a very long process, right? So you've got this one right here, which is jasmine tea. You've got this one here, which is ginseng tea, chamomile tea. So each dragon has different tea properties. How cool is that, right? So basically, she starts to learn this art. She starts to become friends with these two, Eric and Heskiel. They're the two people that own this tea place, and they have dragons. And she starts to just learn this process of caring for the tea dragons and therefore making this special tea. And she becomes friends with their ward, who is also living there at the tea shop and learning the process. So again, a simple, simple story, okay? If you're looking for lots of action, if you're looking for lots of adventure, you know, this is not it. But what it is cozy, it's soft, it's just, it makes you feel so warm and safe when you're reading it. Now, I am also, in addition to loving dragons, I am a huge, huge, huge lover of tea. So when I saw that this was a graphic novel about tea and dragons, my head almost exploded because I was just so excited about it. So I think this is a really wonderful graphic novel series if you're just looking for a beautiful story that's really simple. If you don't want to get caught up in anything too complicated, you know, sometimes you just want a nice, simple story. And that's what this is. So this is the very first one, the Tea Dragon Society. There's 3 books in the series. Now, you really don't have to read them in order. I read them in order the first time I read the series, and then I read them out of order when I went back and reread the series, and it's really totally fine. Again, it's not a very complicated story, so it's easy to follow along. If you start with the second book or whatever, it's totally fine. So this is the first book, the Tea Dragon Society. The second book is called the Tea Dragon Festival. Now this one is a little bit different because it kind of goes back in time. So in the first book, remember I was saying about how the two people who own the tea dragons in the tea parlor. Well, in this book, they're much younger, and it's basically them coming to this village and settling down. And the main character in this book stumbles upon an actual sleeping dragon and befriends them. And it's just so, so beautiful, like watching him acclimate to the town and the townspeople. This is their human form of the dragon, and it's just really cool. So, second book, Tea Dragon Festival. And last but not least, the third one is the Tea Dragon Tapestry. And this one picks up where the first one left off with Greta and Minth the Ward. So again, though, you really don't have to read them in order. I did. I liked it reading them in order, but then, like I said, the second time around I didn't, and it was totally fine. And this one, for whatever reason, came out in a much smaller graphic novel format, which is a little bit easier to carry around. But everything is still the same in terms of, look at this art. If you are somebody who enjoys art and loves looking at beautiful, you know, graphic novels, you should really, really do this one. Now, in this one, the story changes to Greta, who has now become in charge of this particular tea dragon who lost their owner. Their owner passed away. Their original owner passed away, and this tea dragon is really sad and needs a new caretaker. So Greta takes on that responsibility. And it's just a beautiful story. It's absolutely wonderful. So, like I said, these 3 graphic novels, if you love tea, if you love dragons, you don't even have to love those things, but if you just love graphic novels that are beautifully written and just absolutely wonderful, check this one out. I promise there's something to love. Well, that's what we've got for you guys today. I hope that this series sounds really incredible and that you're just as excited to read it as I have been to come and talk about it. If so, please feel free to come and get them from Farmington Community Library. They are all available. And thank you so, so much for watching, friends. Have a wonderful, wonderful rest of the day.